This backlot tour has been in existence since 1965 with only 2 tour guides, 2 drivers, and 2 trams. And we have many a celebrity that has ridden on this tram. And with that, wave goodbye to all of your friends and fans of the station. Bye, Logan. You look so good. Happy Halloween. For those of you just joining us, my name is Regina. Everybody say Happy Halloweeny, Regina.
Happy Halloween, Regina.
Happy Halloween, you wonderful people. And driving this tram is one of my favorite people, period, and that's Sage. Everybody say, looking good, Sage. Sage is like, yeah, I know. Dip in the cap. Also, no show's complete without the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jimmy Fallon. Hey, Jimmy, say hey there to my friends.
Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guy.
Regina.
The greatest driver.
Sage.
The best. I love him. Even though
Regina.
$5.
That's Sage.
I think I'm excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
That's right. We do have a few safety rules to go over. First, if you need guest assistance or have a medical emergency, if you drop something of value up the side of the tram, or if you have any sound or video issues, reach up and grab that red emergency cord that runs along the center of the ceiling of the tram. I'll be back to assist you as soon as it's safe to do so. Otherwise, during the entire tour, please remain seated. Please remain seated, keeping your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. The studio is private property, and if any time during the tour you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull that red cord and remain seated. Please no smoking of any kind during the tour. Be prepared, our tour today features loud noises, sudden trail movements, fire effects, and many, many water effects. What? You want to have your cell phones and cameras out for great photo opportunities, but keep an eye on them so they don't get wet. Keep your hands on them so they don't fall out. Finally, for your safety and those around you, please do not use selfie sticks while you're on board or ever. Just kidding. No judgment, a little judgment. And welcome to Universal City. That's right, I said city. One of the things that we have here at Universal Studios that makes us a city, we have our own very, very own fire station. Make some noise! Woo! Happy Halloween! Happy Halloween! Fire Station 51 in the house. Yes, often I'm asked, hey, is that a movie set or an actual fire station? No, that is actually a fire station full of fire people working hard every day to keep us safe here at Universal City. Other things that we have that make us a city, we have our own medical services, security services. We even have our own postal code. And one of the most citiest of city things that we have that makes us a city, we have many, many Starbucks! Yay! We've arrived. We're a city. Congratulations, Universal Studios. And just as our lot has been growing, so is our theme park. I'm so excited to announce that Super Nintendo World will be opening in early 2023! Yeah, look over to the right side of the tram, over this green and gray building. You'll see the beginnings of Super Nintendo World right over there. You can almost hear him whispering in your ear now. It's me, Mario! And officially welcome to the Universal Studios front lot. Now, Universal Studios is divided into 2 different sections. The front lot, which we're currently in, and the back lot. Now, the sound stages to the left side of the tram have been featured in Bel Air, starring Jabari Banks. That's the dramatic retelling of the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, the 90s sitcom we've all come to know and love. Stream it on Peacock. The acting is fantastic. In fact, these elephant doors are open, so feel free to take a gander inside. You'll see how massive these sound stages have to be to fit these massive sets inside of them. Now, the sound stages that we're passing on the left side now have been home to the most recent season of Hacks, starring the 5-time Emmy Award-winning actress Jean Smart and the equally as talented and as kind Hannah Einbinder. Now, that person you're waving to is a very important person on any set. That is a crew member. So on the count of 3, I want to hear your loudest cheer for our hardworking Hollywood crew members. 1, 2, 3! Woo! Thank you for all of your hard work. Fantastic. They're usually the first people on set in the early hours of the morning and the last people to leave in the early hours of the morning the next day. So none of these TV shows or movies could exist without your hardworking crew members. Now, if you look over to the left side of the trail, greeting us is the Bel Air Base Camp. That is very exciting because that's where all of the stars of that show hang out in between takes. They get their hair and makeup done, check in with their base camp manager, get into sound and costume, and then walk across the way to film all of their scenes for the day at those sound stages that we passed. Now you're looking at the production vehicles, which shuttle all of the costumes as well as the sound and lighting equipment from soundstage to soundstage. Now we're passing my favorite soundstage over here to the left, and that's because it has been home to many a layer. It has been home to the Penguin's lair in Batman Returns. Ooh. It has been home to the Riddler's lair in Batman Forever. Ah. And speaking of Jim Carrey, it has been home to the Grinch's lair, Mount Crumpet, and How the Grinch Stole Christmas. One might say that Universal Studios has a very layered history. One might say I'm hilarious. And that one person is me. And speaking of history, NBC is the television broadcasting company that's brought you 85 years of exquisite television programming. I'm talking All in the Family, Coach, Martin, the Jeffersons, and they're continuing that comedy legacy today with such hits as American Auto, Grand Crew, and Never Have I Ever. And if you're a fan of Never Have I Ever like I am, go Team Ben! I'm about to blow your mind because if you look over to the right side of the tram at the soundstage is where they filmed all 4 seasons of Never Have I Ever, starring Maitreyi Ramakrishnan and written and created by the brilliant Mindy Kaling. Now that soundstage has also been home to all 4 seasons of The Good Place, You Basic, starring Kristen Bell and Ted Danson, and that was also home to all 4 seasons of Good Girls, starring Mae Whitman, Christina Hendricks, and Retta. Now, if you look over to the left side of the tram, you're seeing our bungalows. Those bungalows were put there for some of Hollywood's most famous celebrities. I'm talking Rock Hudson, Doris Day, Jimmy Stewart. Now they're home to very famous production offices. In fact, if you read the signs in front of these parking spaces, I'm looking at a sign for $7 Productions. That's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's production office right over there. Next door we have Monkey Paw Productions. That's Jordan Peele's production office. Same team that brought you Get Out, Us, and Nope. Now for all of my musical theater fans, we're passing Mark Platt's Platt Productions. Same team that brought you Dear Evan Hansen, and I'm so excited to announce we'll be bringing the story of Glinda the Good Witch and Elphaba in Wicked the Musical, the movie, to the big screen, and releasing in 2 parts, releasing part 1 in 2024 and releasing part 2 in 2025, and that will star Tony Award winner Cynthia Erivo from Broadway's Color Purple, and also Grammy Award winning singer Miss Ariana Grande. And if you're a fan of Miss Grande, if you look over to the left side of the tram at these sound stages is where she filmed the role of Penny Pingleton in 2016's Hairspray Live. Now we're officially taking you from the front lawn of Universal Studios into the illustrious back lot of our Metropolitan sets. That is the concrete jungle over there. And to tell you a little bit more about the Jungle, here is director Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to do it. I saw that video on TV when I was about 8 when I was old. I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from the sweet Kong does the fact you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from prehistoric times.
Now as we make our descent into Skull Island, a couple of reminders. Please remain seated with your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times. Holding on to your belongings. It's very, very, very bumpy out here on Skull Island. There are no concrete roads, only jungle. And please sign on those 3D glasses, adventurers, because adventure awaits us. And no flash photography. That scares the dinosaurs, as well as King Kong himself. Welcome to Skull Island. 3D glasses nearby, you'll need them again. Wipe that experience from your faces. And the screens you were looking at inside were 40 feet tall by 180 feet wide. And that experience is brought to you by the team at Weta FX. Weta FX is the same team responsible for bringing you the Lord of the Rings trilogy, Avengers Endgame, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, The Eternals, and Avatar. What haven't they made? They've won 6 Academy Awards. I'm going to tell you more about creating that experience for you. Here's the team from Weta FX.
The audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions. There's creatures coming at them. They're seeing cars from this side and the T-Rexes from the other side. Open our movie, you're always in the Also, one of the things is a lot of the communities we're working on is no cuts. Because it's more than a shot. This train driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. The screen represents where the screen is 10 meters away. The original creation, about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presented into the audience, it's a hell of a ride.
Now get your cameras out and ready because you're about to meet some very famous picture cars. Over to the left side of the tram, we have a Ferrari from Magnum PI, lovingly referred to as a Ferrari. And that is because it has Ferrari shell and a Volkswagen engine, making it quieter for filming purposes. We also have 3 cars from the future, Back to the Future that is, and 3 from the past, the Flintstones film, made out of fiberglass and steel, not rock and wood at all. And do I have any fans of Harry Potter on the tram? Yeah! Lucky for us, the Weasley family has lent us their Ford Anglia. We also have a gyrosphere from Jurassic World without its glass, so we have no reflection problems while filming. And one of our newest additions is the Crawdaddy from Jordan Peele's Us, a terrifying vehicle from a terrifying movie. Making sure that we are completely seated. And also this Bradley fighting vehicle, this tank-looking vehicle, is not made out of metal or steel at all. It's made out of plywood. What? I know. That makes it more lightweight, more easily replaceable if it gets damaged. And if you're a stunt person performing stunts on or near that vehicle and you have to slam into it, it's a little bit more friendly on the body. Let's set the scene. The year is 1993. The location, somewhere off the coast of Costa Rica. And you are in an open field when Dr. John Hammond greets you by saying,
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
oh, sing it if you know it. Na 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 na. Welcome to Jurassic Park. All of the set pieces and picture cars you see in this area, including the mobile lab off to the left side of the trail, have been featured in a Jurassic Park movie. That mobile lab is specifically from The Lost World, starring Julianne Moore. Much like our Bradley fighting vehicle, that mobile lab is also made out of plywood, making it lighter and more easily to move from one side of the soundstage to another. Something that is not made out of plywood in this area are the tree stumps. To the left side of the tram, they're made out of fiberglass and steel, and that's because they're modeled after prehistoric tree trunks, and it takes a really long time to grow those, so Universal Studios decided to make some of their own. Now this is my favorite part of the tour because I get to see all of your smiling faces. Hi Trampoline! Happy Halloween! Looking so good. I see you, Tram 4. And welcome to our old Mexico sets. Now, even though that weather outside looks foreboding, we cannot always rely on the weather here in sunny Southern California, so we make weather of our own. And we have a weather presentation for you here on our old Mexico set. Now that thunder is coming from speakers hidden around the set. The lighting is coming from strobe effects that are being turned on by a very talented technician. You have the thunder, the lightning, you need that rain, of course. Now the rain is coming from sprinklers, shooting that water straight up into the air, and gravity is naturally bringing it back down. And that's something that I like to call science. Now you can speed up the speed and velocity of that rain for a more intense or scary scene. soften it, slow it down for a more romantic scene. But when you marry the three of these components together, the thunder from the speakers, the lightning from those strobe effects, and the rain from the sprinklers, you've just created the perfect setting for a flash flood. And welcome to the set of The Big Fat Liar starring Carl Giamatti. Now, Old Mexico was also the filming location for Nacho Libre, starring Jack Black, as well as The Three Amigos, starring Chevy Chase, Steve Martin, and Martin Short. Now, as we bid a very sad adios to Old Mexico, we're going to bid a very fond howdy to 6 points. So on the count of 3, I want to hear your loudest. Howdy! 1, 2, 3.
Howdy.
And you matched my pitch and everything. Oh, excuse me. Okay, talented Trampoline, welcome to 6 points. 6 points was the filming location for Quentin Tarantino's 9th film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. Now, there's only one practical set here in 6 points. That's the Opera House. Anytime you can film both interior shots as well as exterior shots on a location, that makes it practical. But if you look around you here at 6 points, the majority of these buildings are just facades, just the fronts and sides of a building. We only build what the camera will see, and you as the audience fill in the rest with your imagination. Now we are currently at our halfway mark to the end of the tour, so I want to remind everyone to please remain seated, holding on to your belongings. If you have an emergency, pull that red cord to get my attention. I'll be back to assist you. But do remain seated on the tram. Remain seated on the tram. Now those sound stages to the left side of the tram are home to The Voice, and also American Song Contest hosted by the Queen, Kelly Clarkson.